Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anatoly. I'm Technical Support Engineer at StarWind Software Incorporated, and I'm really glad that you took opportunity and joined this webinar called Successfully Overcoming an I/O Blender, which is aimed to give you the explanation about what the upcoming LSFS feature of StarWind is and what its benefits. But first, let's take a quick at today's agenda. After I'll give the quick reminder about the StarWind, how it works, what it does, and what its benefits are, I will give you the explanation about the main feature of upcoming version of StarWind software called LSFS. After, we'll dive deeper into the problems that modern storage have, and after you will learn how StarWind helps to avoid, eliminate them, or improve existing specifications. And before you will take a first look at the new version of StarWind, version 8, I'll share with you the new features that will be implemented into the next release of our SAN software. Okay, so how our solution architecture look like? Our solution is a Windows-based, which actually where our software can run on the Windows server. Any additions starting from the Windows Server 2008 R2. Our software helps, generally speaking, it helps to share, it allows to share almost any media type that you have in your system and you want to share. It can be the tape device. StarWind allows to connect any tape device, a drive exchanger via the iSCSI protocol, which gives you ability to backup on the tapes using such softwares as, for example, DPM. Our software allows you to share the optical media. You can export any physical, virtual optical, and magneto-optical device, which the technology used for sharing the optical media, let's say to the thin clients, for example, or maybe some VDIs. With help of our software, we can even share the random access memory, which may serve as a temporary but really highly performable storage. And we are targeting at sharing the hard disk drive, which can be the SSD or RAID array with any disk types that you can even imagine. With sharing the hard disk drives right now, you can get the additional functionality such as having the snapshots, which is one of the cornerstones of the business continuity, which is high availability, which is the second cornerstone of business continuity. And in the future, you will be able to have the remote replication, which is the third cornerstone and the last cornerstone of business continuity. You can have the deduplication. We will have the dedicated slide for that technology a little bit later. You can have thin provisioning, which includes in the deduplication. You can have all the enterprise features that the modern SAN should have if it want to call itself at the enterprise level product. What is worth mentioning is that our software can be used with any operation system or application that supports iSCSI. Moreover, we are certified with Windows Server 2012. We were one of the first ones. And we are working hardly to get the VMware certification for our product. Okay, I'm pretty sure that I gave you the quick reminder about our product. So let's take a look into the future. What is log structured file system is? According to Wikipedia, this is a file system in which data and metadata are written sequentially to a circular buffer called log. And that is actually what it is. Generally speaking, all the data that is uploading to the StarWind storage is analyzed by the StarWind engine, and StarWind engine makes it, I would say, smarter. Why? Because it can make it more efficient. It can make the use of the data more highly performable. But what's important right now is that it's logging everything. It's logging the system data and it's logging all the IOPS. It's logging all the IOPS that are writing thumbs into the storage, which gives you ability to have the recovery points and true global inline deduplication. As I mentioned previously, we'll have the dedicated slide for the deduplication technology with the explanation, more detailed explanation. So let's just move forward. Right now, some of you guys may have questioned, hey, NTFS is also logging something, right? So what's the big difference? The difference is actually that NTFS doesn't log the actual data that is stored on the SAN. NTFS logging just the system data. So with NTFS as is, you cannot have the recovery points. You cannot have the backup abilities. So our new version of StarWind, which is actually promoting here, aimed to solve some problems of modern storage, which are expensiveness and slowness. I decided to divide them into that way. Expensiveness. Why is it expensive? First of all, a lot of people are forced to have RAID arrays, which is obviously just increasing the expenses that you have when you want to store something somewhere, when talking about the data, of course. Basically speaking, the more data you have, the much more disk you should have, especially if you require to have some redundancy on the array level, or you want to this data to was available in a more highly performable manner. Also, the more performance is required, the more disks are required as well. The example is RAID 1. You just need to double the expenses on that disk if you want to have RAID 1. The really, I would say, annoying part of having highly performable arrays is that SSDs, which are the disks that gives you one of the best performance, are dying really fast after going out of IOPS. Basically, just quick reminder for the new guys to storage world, SSDs have the limited number of rewriting to one block, and so after a few blocks are going out of that limit, the whole entire disk is dying. When talking about slowness, number one of slowness problems is IO blender effect caused by multiple small random small, maybe even not small blocks with maybe even different sizes that are writing to the SAN in the random way. That is number one. But also, some RAID have lower read speed than claimed, and some RAIDs have low write speed by default. Obviously, when talking about the last options here, usually we are assuming that we are dealing with the parity RAIDs, which are RAID 5 and RAID 6, for example. So how StarWind actually helps to improve, to solve all of this? Let's start with deduplication. Just a quick reminder what it is. As you can see on the diagram, we have like few servers, few applications that are writing the data blocks to the storage. Some of them have duplicates. So, and basically when we're facing such situation with nothing additional in the system, there are data blocks that are repeated, that are just stored there and doing nothing. It's like having one photo that you have copy pasted 1 billion times in one folder. You have a billion copies, but who cares? You need only one. So what the duplication is doing, it's analyzing all the incoming data blocks and just removing the duplicates, and as a result, only unique data blocks are stored. What it actually gives you? First of all, it's giving more life to your SSDs. The less data blocks are written, the less data blocks will require to be rewritten, and the more life you will give to your SSDs. Moreover, since our duplication is global, which means that the data will be analyzed on all the targets, on all the HA devices, on all the logical unit numbers, call it whatever you want. There will be no two duplicate data blocks on all entire StarWind storage server, which obviously means that your SSDs will live even longer comparing to the situation where the duplication was usual and global. What's also important from the SSD saving standpoint, our duplication is in line, which means that every data block is analyzed and deduplicated immediately. Comparing to offline duplication, that's a really good improvement. Why? Because offline duplication sees that there is some data block, but it doesn't recognize it instantly. It's still writing it to the hard drive, to the SSD, and only after it's starting to analyze it and removes it. Basically, it's 2 IOPS instead of 0 for one data block. That's just a really rough example. Okay, let's move forward. Now I want to talk with you about the problems that some SSDs also have. As you remember, it has a limited write to the one block in SSD. So what's happening if that block is written by some data block that is actually smaller than the size of that, let's say, cell in the SSD? The happening is what you see on your screens right now. One data block, one write. So basically, now we just had 6 writes, and the 6th one was the final one for that cell. The cell is died. That was the final cell that could die. SSD just died. How is it actually possible to avoid such situations with LSFS? LSFS analyzes all the data blocks, and it's waiting until it's converting random blocks right to the sequential ones. It's converting smaller blocks and grouping it into the one big one, big enough to have only one write to that SSD cell, which is obviously giving your SSDs more life. On that example, that was 1 write instead of 6. That's just a rough example. I think the number should be much more. And here the tricky question: do you guys need the cows on your storage? Don't really think so. Let me explain. What is cow? Cow is a copy on write technology. Generally speaking, if you have the snapshots that are working on using the cow technology, if some data inside of already written data block need to be changed, basically it grabs the data, then modifying it, then putting it into the somewhere nearby already exists snapshot, and then and also it modifies the information inside that block that the data is not already there. Basically, it's just starting to use another part of SSD, which was maybe even not used. There is another technology called redirect on write, which is just putting the new data near that near that snapshot and do nothing with that cell. Basically, it's saving the number of modifies and rewrites to that SSDs. So what will we say to the cows? Not today. And we'll move forward. Some RAID have lower read speed than claimed. For example, this is RAID 0. Yeah, I was surprised when I learned about it too. You would ask, RAID 0 are aimed to have the great speed. Yeah, it definitely have the greater speed comparing to RAID 1, let's say, or just raw disk. But RAIDs have the stripe size. What will be if the client machine will start sending the request for small data blocks? For small data blocks, well, smaller than a stripe size, it will just start to getting that little much and sending it as it was a big one. One read there, one read there, one read there. The rate is not choking due to the load. I mean, the disks are not choking, but the RAID controller is. The network is just wasting. That is how it's unbalanced. LSFS helps to solve this problem too. As I said, it's just getting the data into the big data blocks. And the second point is that some RAIDs have low write speed by default. As I said, RAID 5, RAID 6, they just cannot do this by themselves. Everybody knows that. They know that. Radar vendors know that. It's not a secret that LSI stated that guys don't use RAID 5 for the production environments and don't use RAID 6 for production environment. And I'm pretty sure that you guys know the reason, right? So, LSFS saves the day again here. Due to the same technology, data is coming to the cache and cache it's few small random writes becoming one big sequential, and voila. And here is actually how IO Blender is solved as well. IO Blender is caused by the random writes, reads, different block sizes, and the system just choking. StarWind aligns. It will be aligned starting from version 8. So StarWind aligns all of that into the block that makes the system perform as it is really healthy. One more thing that is also important. I'll get back to the slide with the deduplication, since thing that's related. What that I want to say is related to deduplication. Starting from version 8, our deduplication will come with the space reclaim technology, which means that if the data will not be required, which will stop being used by the client machine. First of all, this data block will be suggested as number 1 to be rewritten. But then it can be just given away to the operation system, like do whatever you want. This place is back in here. basically that gives your storage longer life to live once again. Okay, now let's continue with the performance question. Performance question. Here are the results of our first internal testing of log structured file systems. Our system are not really, that we're using the test, are not really like high-end or something, but we actually did our best to make them perform at their maximum. And as you can see, we compared our solution, which is currently beta, with the release version of Microsoft Target, and the results are pretty impressive. As for me, as you can see, the red is approximately always twice more than blue, and the red is LSFS. Those numbers, those columns are showing you the IOPS, and here at what we can actually see with when talking about the megabytes per second. To be honest, well, that's just my opinion. I think that the numbers, I think the red columns could be bigger sometimes when talking about the web file servers, web server log or OLTP or some workstations. But that diagram was aimed to give you the general explanation about the performance of LSFS. As you can see, it is really fast. It's really fast. And I think we will even improve those numbers. So, by the way, LSFS will be available for the beta users in a week or two. And you're all guys are really welcomed to download it, to install it, to configure your test lab with it. If you will need assistance from our technical support, just email us. Actually, give me a second and I will share my personal StarWind email here with you in the GoToMeeting chat box. Here it goes. And yeah, so if you'll need any assistance or you will have some questions after the webinar, just let me know. Just contact me or contact some department of our company. In the end of the webinar, I will share with you our mailboxes with departments that are responsible for contacting with customers and just users or just people for one and another question. But now let's continue with the webinar. So I also promised you to tell about all upcoming features. LSFS storage. I was talking about it for the last 20 minutes, 25. So let's just go on to the second option. Asynchronous replication made for 2 or 3 nodes devices. 2 or 3 nodes devices assumes that you will have 2 or 3 nodes HA device, and generally speaking, you will have ability to have primary side with a highly available storage, which also be replicated to disaster recovery side. And basically, this will be all-in-one product, all-in-one device, all one feature, because it will it will start giving you the ability, starting from version 8, to have the highly available storage that will be able to replicate the disaster recovery site and take the snapshots from the data. 3 cornerstones in one device type. Also, it will support thin provisioning. It will support the L2 cache, which gives you ability to have the SSDs for caching, which should increase your performance 10 times or something, or maybe something about it will be able, it will support the VAAI technology, which, well, basically this is for VMware users, but still it gives you the ability to, let's say, move some load from the hypervisor machine to the storage machine. Well, that makes your system a little bit more well balanced. On the next slides, you will see that our management console is as easy as always and even more. By the way, we have tried to keep our console in the version 8 in the Metro style, which comes with Windows 8. Also, our software will start supporting, will have the NAS configurator, which is aimed on the users that are required to have SAN and NAS both. Well, SAN for applications, NAS are for account managers, as managers. Also, we will have SMS provider ready to go for production environments, which is more and more required each day. And obviously, we will have some enhancement in the service core and in HA plugin. By the way, guys, if you already have some questions, you can start type it in, and I will answer them as soon as I will get a second or minute, depending on the question. And now let's move to the next slide. So first look at the set, Metro style. Here it is. As a lot of StarWind customers, StarWind users will find this interface a little bit familiar. It is. We just redesigned it and added simplicity. I will show you how to create LSFS based storage. As usual, you just need to take few intuitive steps here. Click at device. After, choose the device type that you want to start use, which is hard in our case. After select this device type, virtual disk. On the next step, just choose where you will store the virtual disk header file, and create the new file and specify its size. Choose if it will be SIM provisioned or not. Configure the cache parameters. Write back is recommended as usual. And after, you just give the name to the target. Well, it should be unique in the system. There shouldn't be two identical target names. And just create the storage, and after you will see just like a quick report. After you can do whatever you want with your system. You can actually add the second node and make it the storage to perform in highly available manner. So just and choose right click on the device and click the application manager. Click add replica. Choose the way of the applications that you actually require. For each case, the synchronous two-way application is required. Enter the IP of the host name. After change, just configure the network. On this step, you need to specify the IP addresses for the synchronization channel and for the heartbeat. As far as I understood. Wait for a couple of seconds and receive the report. And voila. Well, yeah, some couple of screenshots are not perfect, but it's not even the beta, it's alpha. So forgive us about it, but I think it gave you the general idea of configuring HA with LSFS. I want to say that there is only discount part is left before the question and answer section, and I see not too much question right now, so you can go ahead and start typing. And while you are typing, I'll tell you about our discounts. We have the two discount programs. First one is the loyalty upgrade program. This is for those users who already using StarWind. If you guys will require to upgrade, you can get the discount on the upgrade. Basically, this is 15% discount for the ones who want to upgrade from the minor to, let's say, also minor. Let's say it will be a minor upgrade from 1 terabyte to 2 terabyte from 4 to 8. 25% off when you're upgrading. When your upgrade step is a little bit larger, from 1 to 4, from 2 to 8, and 30% off when your upgrade is really major, which is from 1 terabyte to 16 terabytes, and from standalone CDP license to 4 terabyte HA license. And the second discount, let's say, by the way, this is how our StarWind 8 looks like. I think that those pictures are really awesome, but it's just my opinion. And by the way, on some promos we have the t-shirts with those brainy guys. But still, the promo is that if you will buy the StarWind version 6 now, you will get the upgrade for all the features of version 8 for free, totally for free, which is really great. So if you guys are interested, you can contact me using the email that I've dropped to you, or the sales department using the email that you can see on the bottom of your screens, on the bottom of the slide, which is sales@starwindsoft.com. And also one news, this is not a discount, but still, guys, we will participate in the Worldwide Partner Conference, which will be in Houston in July, starting from 7. It will be 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 days. 5 days, I'm sorry. We will be really glad if you will just say hi, actually. I know we're using your software or not, but we just heard about it. We will probably give you the awesome StarWind Zombie t-shirt. You will be able to try to win great prizes at our booth, which is 1924. As far as I know, those prizes will be from Apple. And also you will be able to learn a little bit more from my colleagues who will be on that booth. So, hey, if you'll be there, don't pass by, say hi to us. Okay, that's actually it from the technical and the, let's say, marketing standpoints with what I want to say. And now the words are up to you. Guys, do you have any questions? I will gladly answer them. And let's start with the question from Mr. Kevin Harris. How large a virtual disk can you create? Great question, Kevin. It's not limited anymore. In the version 6, the limit was caused by the NTFS limits that were hosting the StarWind virtual disk. But since LSFS can consist of a few virtual disks, that basically removes the 16 terabyte limits. So if you want to have petabyte, go ahead, just create it. That's it. Great question, Kevin. Thank you very much. Let's move to the next question. Okay, ladies first. Question from Rachel Kirkendall. What will upgrade pricing from the current version to version 6 look like? Great question, actually, and I don't know the exact answer. We're still reviewing and working on the licensing policy. All I can say that as soon as we will get the update, I think you will be notified by our team from the USA. I'm sorry for not knowing the answer, but that's all I have. But still, thank you for your question, Rachel. Okay, move from questions from Mr. Raman Khanjiev. Can you go over how you improve reads again? Specifically, that was the one question actually. Specifically, the small reads in large stripes. Well, basically, we're improving it by well, first of all, this is cache. After, also, since we are writing everything sequentially, there will obviously not be the small reads, but if we will have, there still will be written to get it from the rate with the sequential blocks, not randoms, which is an improvement. Well, I hope that answered your question. If not, I'll ask you to email me directly and we'll continue that discussion if you don't mind. And, well, obviously, thank you for your question. Okay, guys, I don't see if any else had some questions. I'll give you guys 10 more seconds. 5 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi, 9 Mississippi, 10 Mississippi. Okay, guys, you have not got any questions, so I'm assuming that I answered all of them. So I just want to say thank you guys for your attention. Thank you for joining this webinar. I hope you learned and I hope you heard what you wanted to hear. I hope you liked this webinar. By the way, I will really appreciate if you could give some feedback about this webinar to me directly, because I actually trying to work on improving my webinars. Also, if there is something that you want to hear on the next webinar, just share that information with me. It will definitely be considered. And what is not included to this slide? Oh, by the way, I promise to share the emails of my team with you. You can see it on the bottom of your screen. Also, you can see our direct numbers to contact us. What is worth mentioning is that you can download the 30-day trial for free. Also, we have the free version that even have the highly available device included, but with limited capacity and caching. And also, what is not mentioned on the slide, that if you guys will be interested in our software and you will trial in it, just give us a know. We have the free pre-installation support. So we will be really glad to log into your website, assist you, and, well, just to talk with you guys. We're really brilliant people there. So, okay, I feel this is that I wanted to say you. Thank you very, very much to all of you. Have a nice day and take care of yourselves. Goodbye.